welcome to week 10, our final week of our Scrap Buster mystery quilt along. So you should have now at this step finished all your blocks. We have a set of blocks from week 8. So I've just labeled mine step 8, and then a set of blocks from our week 9, last week. And I've labeled those step 9. Now comes the fun part. You are going to be able to decide on your own layout for these blocks. I'm going to show you a few different examples of how you can lay out your blocks for both the runner and the quilt. And I'm going to be playing to decide on what kind of layout I want for my quilt as well. So come along and let's try out some layouts. So I hope you enjoyed the few different layout options that I showed you. I have decided to go with this one. What I can recommend to you is don't just go by how my blocks look in these layouts. put your own down, because I surprised myself. I kind of flip-flopped a few times looking at my blocks set up in different layouts, and then standing back and taking a picture really gave me a good idea as to which layout I wanted. So lay out your blocks and play with them, take a picture, and that way you can make a good decision as to how you want your blocks laid out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my first row of blocks and I will piece those together with a scant 1/4 inch seam. As you can see, I've brought my first row over to the sewing machine and laid them out in the order that they were on the ground. I know sometimes people put all their rows into different plates or bags or whatever the case is. I would get them probably mixed up and confused. So I just bring one row at a time over to the machine, sew the row, then we'll press it and we'll lay it back down again. So let's start sewing. Now we've laid out our row, and what I'm going to do with our rows is we are going to press these seams to one side and we're going to alternate each row. So my first row, I'm going to press my seams towards the right, and then the next row, I'll press my seams towards the left. So same as I do with my blocks, I'm going to set my seam and then I will press it to the right. And now once all of my seams have been pressed to one side, I'm going to give it a nice final spray and press with my best press. After you've spritzed it and pressed it, let it cool before you move it. Okay, for the next row, we're going to press the seams in the opposite direction. So row 1, we press the seams to the right. Row 2, we'll press the seams to the left. And then give it a final spritz of best press. Let the roll cool down before you move it. After you've pieced your blocks into rows, now it's time to piece together our rows. When we're putting together our rows, I'm gonna use my flathead pins to pin the rows together. Because you are sewing quite a long seam, we want to make sure it doesn't stretch, and we also want to make certain that our seams are lining up. So here's where the importance of us pressing to opposite sides on our rows comes in, that it makes it easy to put these two seams together because they just nest like so. And then just grab your flathead pin and place it right in there. I'm going to put one at the beginning and one at the end to make sure that the nesting stays put. And that's it. And then just continue pinning right along the entire seam.